I'm curious. You and I have done a debrief on your AQ, which is, for me, I've deliberately chosen it. It's patented. It's a incredibly scientifically valid, robust metric around what is this thing called adaptability. What was your experience of that process?
Oh, fantastic. Look, so let's talk about the process first, Rory, right? So it was simple. And I'm going to talk about feelings because a lot of us don't recognize our feelings. It felt simple. I felt excited, but I also felt nervous. I was like, what's going to come out at the back end of this interaction with this artificial intelligence that's trying to get to know me? And the anxiousness was, I guess, what we're all facing as human beings. How does it know me? What if it says something I don't want to see? What if it says something I don't want to recognize? But I'll be honest with you, the result really opened my eyes.
How so?
So, stemming back to the first question, Rory, right? What is adaptability? We're all applying surface level thinking, and it's not just in adaptability. Look, I'm working with a lot of leaders around the world. As you touch, look, I've been everywhere from Riyadh to Bangalore to now sitting in Malaysia and off to Singapore and China and Houston and Amsterdam, and I'm seeing the same thing. We're all asking for innovation. We're all asking for collaboration. We're all asking for leading with empathy. To me, this is surface level. And I almost am proud to say that, again, this is not a sales pitch, right? So let's just get this out there. But I call a spade, Rory, and I'm not easily, I would say, impressed because I've seen a lot. But when I went through your assessment and it broke it down into 3 key areas. Now, the first one is obviously skills. Well, we're hearing these words. We're hearing these words: resilience, grit, mental flexibility, unlearning, mindset. Cool. Okay. So I validated a bunch of things. And when I looked at the result and I saw my scores, and I think you said, I'm going to kind of quote this. I'm pretty sure you said to me, you're in the top 1% of adaptive skills from the people that have done it so far, right?
Yeah.
So we can take that however we want, but I'm in the top 1%. And that kind of validates because the adversity that I've seen, the drive that I've had shows me really something, which is I don't have a plan B. I choose not to create a plan B because it's plan A or nothing. And I think if you saw my grit and my resilience, now that can be a strength, that can be a weakness.
Yeah. Too much of a good thing can actually be a bad thing. Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm kind of playing with that, but that's stuff that I kind of knew, but I guess validated for me. And we went into the character and I was like, well, what is this all about? Do you remember the play to protect or the play to win? That one really got me. And just being talked through that got me to recognize, I guess, that everything is situational.
Yes.
We've got situational in our personality. We've got situational in our emotion. And I guess a lot of it led me to maybe the character and the way I operate, not maybe, it has been created from the experiences that have shaped me to the point today. So being in a 2.4 family, good stability. Maybe you're not from a 2.4 family. I'll be interested to see how people are shaped that have had these kind of adversities. Not having a degree, driving hard, and then looking at the character behavior of landing in investment banking as an early career.
Yep.
Right. So when I link this to my social style, which I'm sure a lot of people know their disc and things like that, I'm an out and out driver.
Yep.
Shaped by my experiences of working in investment banks. And then it was that emotional kind of Can we use the word imbalance? I
Yeah.
don't know. But it was the emotional things that people have been telling me and I've been working on anyway. So it really validated the character. But
And
then
also
some,
that character is a long-standing thing. It's, it's, as you said, it's your past. It is who you are, and as you are still yet becoming. And it's not going to quickly change. So,
no,
for example, as you talk around, your default is you're a salesperson and you get your validation when you land that deal. And for a lot of people in their workplaces, they want you to keep the status quo. They want you to sit in that space of saying, you know what, don't rock the boat.
yeah,
So we need to have both, because those guys are great managers, those guys and girls,
yeah.
because we need to have people that have got that sense of continuity and intellectual memory and institutional knowledge and all that. Those are important. Yes, we
Oh,
also need to have
absolutely.
those pioneers and those dealers and the mavericks that go out. And I think that's what we're realizing in this workplace, is that we need this diversity. And when I was chatting with you, I remember us going through that, and it was like, actually, when you started talking about your past and then your present and you don't have a plan B, because that's exactly what you're going to. Maybe talk to me a little bit around the environment piece there, Shahid.
Yeah, look, just before we get into environment, Rory, I just want to touch on something you've said. Look, the banking world has known this for the best part of 30 years. Run the bank, change the bank.
Mm,
We know certain people are best equipped for transformation, and
yep.
we know certain people are best equipped for keeping the efficiency, the
Yes.
stability of an organization. I think one of the things you touched on is we need to understand our people better, right? Before we get into the work environment, because if I'm not suited for change, yes, I can adapt. Yes, I can
Yes.
train myself. Yes, I can put myself in experiences. But we also need to recognize, Rory, that this world is moving too fast. So can I really wait for my BAU type people to step into this? No, I've got to really
Yeah.
think about, as a leader, that teams are made of individuals. Who are
Right.
all my individuals? And how do I, and I'm sure you're going to touch on the team report there shortly as well.
Yeah.
I need to know at the individual level the data so that I can construct my team. And I guess it really went into, as you rightly said, the work environment,
Yeah.
the stress, what are the working environments that we have provided to our people?
And
Are
how
they
do we get the best with and out of and for them?
100%. And I think what we've done is we've taken the anxiety that we're all facing and we've basically not looked at suppressing the immune system of the organization by
Mm,
reducing that anxiety. And the work environment has become way too stressful. It is not set up to be collaborative. I mean, Rory, I'll ask you a question, right? And I ask this to every single leader. Assuming you are from HR, as a typical example. So, Rory, I'm the head of procurement. I still have $5 million left from this year's budget. I see HR has some people things to do this year and you've run out of budget. Would you
mhm.
like this budget to achieve all the goals so my organization can win? When was the last time you've ever experienced that, Rory?
I think I mean, I'd love to, it's music to my ears, but I mean, the fact that you're talking the procurement, the kind of that arm of the business actually coming back to managing the inside of the business, the
Yeah.
people, it's almost unheard of.
Yeah, it's siloed profit centers. We've
Yes.
created an environment of silo. We've created an environment that cannot collaborate. We're asking people to do things, yet we haven't looked at the reward and recognition structures.
Yes.
Why would I do anything differently, Rory? You tell me. You are my manager. You do my performance. You do my leave, yet you want me to work in matrix environments. Where's my priority, Rory? It's you.
Yep.
So we got to really think about what I call, how do you build this environment that cares? And I think, again, we're talking across the industry,
Mm.
superficially, psychological safety, superficially.
And it's what matters. There's they've got this construct, they call it, let's measure what matters.
Yep.
And part of that mattering is, how am I contributing? And if the new way of working is, as you say, collaboration and team, Well, that's immediately is going across functional silos. It's going across budgets. It's going across. Now, how do we take that old world best ways of working and actually apply it in this new world? And yet we have so many examples of where it has worked. Think how quickly, go back to your example, think how quickly those vaccines were actually able to be fast-tracked through various processes, governance protocols and all that, where teams were collaborating
Yeah.
for the
We look.
sake of literally global, should we call it global health?
Why do we have to get to a point where it's a pandemic before we realize how we need to work? Look, Gartner's talking about this, Rory. It's two speeds.
Mm,
The speed of your internal organization needs to be one for efficiency and effectiveness, where I see
right.
AI is going to come in and change everything, and that's going to release the need for human beings being there. But the speed that we need to operate under, where we're being adaptive, where we're innovating, just like when we needed to get these COVID vaccinations out,
Yeah.
we broke the policies, we broke the procedures, we broke the SLAs, and we said, how do we get value to this world and to our people as
Yep.
quick as possible? Now, value doesn't come into your organization, Rory, and knock on the door of each department and respect your departments. Value is going to cut across, right? And our job, our role is to understand what is the trigger of this value? How do
Yep.
we get through it really quickly? And then how do we get value out to our customers so we get value? And this is really the three dimensions that we looked at in your report. And they really gave me a depth of understanding of what does adaptability really mean? What do I need to measure?